Hello, YouTube. It's your boy Nathan coming to do another recap video. Today we're going to be talking 90 Day Love in Paradise Caribbean. That's on Discovery Plus. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to start with Ariana and Sherlon. Ariana and Sherlon. Now, last week, Ariana and their son Odin came to Jamaica to meet up with Sherlon, who he hasn't met yet. Sherlon has been in Jamaica. Ariana's been back in America while she had the baby. And 10 months later, they finally met in the last episode. Well, this episode, they wake up together. It's all smiles and stuff. In the last episode, Ariana mentioned that Sherlon hasn't signed the paternity papers yet. And so when they woke up, Sherlon did sign the papers, so that was good. So later they meet up with one of Sherlon's friends, and Sherlon's friend got to meet the baby, and they got to talk about everything and stuff. And Ariana and Sherlon was like, we're here for the baby, but, they need to work on their relationship, basically. And, Ariana wants Sherlon to move to America. And Sherlon dropped the bomb and said, he doesn't want to go to America. And that really irritated Ariana because, she was just like, you have a son now, and everything, and, you're here for us, and you're here for us and stuff, and, that's not right, And Sherlon was just telling Ariana, quit throwing, my son back in my face. I'm going to be a father no matter what. No matter what happens with you and I, this has nothing to do with my son. I'm going to be a good father. And that sounded all well and good, but you still got a woman as well. So Sherlon even confesses the fact that there's a secret that Sherlon was hiding, and and we know his job. He actually works at a swingers resort down in Jamaica, and he said his addiction is women, and that's his problem. He's with a lot of women all the time, and he's been hanging out with women. He said he wasn't invested in them like that, but he was still hanging out with a lot of women. Well, Ariana is just obviously not happy about that. If you're going to keep doing that, then this ain't going to work. Well, so they decided to check into a hotel because the baby couldn't adjust to sleeping at Sherlon's house, and they just discussed their future paths. It's what, I need to see more commitment from you. Ariana is basically saying she wants to see more commitment. She wants him to continue to be a dad. And I think that I understand moving from a different country, it's an adjustment. But when you have a kid, you're gonna have to really think about what's best for the kid. And if you want the parents to stay together, something's gonna have to work out in terms of that. So Ariana and Sherlon, they were going back and forth about it. Ariana's showing you need to show more, and Sherlon's you have to give me that time and let me prove to you, and I'll show you more. So yeah, that was them, and their things are not looking good for them, and I'm not sure they'll last. Up next is Valentine and Carlos. So in last week's episode, they go to the gay bar, and Valentine is having fun. Carlos is still more reserved. So they talk about what happened at the gay bar. Valentine is feeling that he could be free, and Carlos is still more reserved about his sexuality and stuff. So they go out and meet up with their best friends, Carlos's ex-boyfriend and his friend, and they just discuss it and stuff. And Carlos's ex-boyfriend had mentioned, when they were together 12 years ago. He had a hard time coming out. I think that was his first boyfriend at the time, and Carlos basically wants to introduce Valentine to his sister, but he's really shy. He's still really reserved about that, and he's just trying to adjust with that. And so you got that, and then also with them, Valentine still wants to be polyamorous and want like other lovers and stuff. So you got Carlos, who's more reserved and doesn't want that, and then you got Valentine, who is once polyamorous and is just all over the place. So I mean, I feel like that's a little bit toxic at the moment, but they are being understanding and trying to be reasonable with it. But like the focus needs to be just trying to get Carlos more comfortable with his sexuality and to be out more open. So that's basically what happened in this episode with them. Not much, but they're just trying to be accepted for who they are. And I think Valentine has the right intentions, but he's not going about it the right way to make Carlos feel any better. So yeah, that was them. Next up we seen was Amber and Daniel, another returning couple. So 2 weeks ago, Amber had mentioned that her best friend is going to be moving into the house. Her best friend had just separated from his husband, got divorced, and he's going to be moving in to help pay the mortgage and the rent. Well, currently living in the house is Amber and Daniel, Amber's sister, four cats, and now they're going to add this guy. Now, this guy is like, he was like, as long as Daniel is okay with it, it's fine. But Amber had told the guy that he could move in, but she did not consult with Daniel. And she had said in the last episode a couple weeks ago that he doesn't pay rent, so he really has no say. And I thought that was kind of rude because that's your husband. You should be consulting with your husband, and it's not fair to like judge him on that because he's not working because he don't have his papers in yet. We're still in COVID, embassies are still closed, so things are taking a little bit longer than expected right now. And I feel like she's punishing him, like she's letting all these people move in. I understand she's struggling, we're all struggling, but you got to consult with your husband first. So he wanted to turn the new roommate's room into an extra bathroom, but now he can't. So the new roommate comes, they had like a heated discussion about it, about bringing in some people for a party and stuff. And Amber's like, what, if you want to, you can, because you're going to be paying rent. You don't have like a huge like party, but you can have people over, so. Yeah, I kind of felt bad for Daniel, and he was upset about that. Prior to the conversation, Amber and Daniel in this episode, they decided to go bowling. Daniel was dressed in this nice little American bowling gear on, got the outfit and the polishing of the ball and stuff. It was pretty cool. He had fun bowling. And then Amber dropped the bombshell to say that her friend is moving in. So, yeah. Amber and Daniel, I just don't think Amber is kind of treating Daniel like he's like a kid and not a husband. And if Daniel really wasn't trying to work, then I would understand Amber's perspective. But I just don't like, he can't work right now because he doesn't have his papers. They're still waiting. We're still in the pandemic. It's just to me, it's just not right. So I felt bad for them. So yeah. So next we seen was Frankie, Abby, and Gabby. Well, mostly just Abby and Gabby. So last week's episode we left off. Frankie canceled his trip to Mexico to meet up with Abby. Now, mind you, Frankie and Abby are dating, but also Abby's also dating Gabby and stuff. But now things got a little bit messy. Frankie canceled his trip to Mexico, without any explanation. But Frankie's best friends, Selena, and I forget what was the name of the other guy. It was another couple that came in. Frankie's best friends came in. And they met up with Abby and Gabby. They went on a boat ride, and Frankie's friends just said, listen, I don't know why he canceled. What I do know is that he has more feelings for you, for Abby, and everything. And this was news to Gabby. And he had dropped a bombshell on them and said that, Frankie was coming here to propose to Abby. And Gabby's just like, what? And Gabby, her heart was just broken. her heart was broken. Like when, because you know, Gabby only speaks Spanish, and Abby was translating everything Frankie's friends were saying and stuff. And when she was translating that, she had a hard time doing it, but she just had to translate everything. And it was just, her heart was just broken. It was just, I felt so bad for Gabby. But, you know, as I said in other videos, where you're in a three-way relationship like this, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. So yeah, so now Gabby's all upset. You know, Abby don't know what she's going to do. I don't know what's really going to happen. We did not see Frankie in this episode. Frankie's friends, kind of filled in and stuff. But, yeah, so, yeah, not much went down in this episode. We did not see Danielle and Yolan in this episode. But, yeah, what's crazy to me in this episode was the Amber and Daniel situation. You know, I think Amber's treating Daniel like a kid. Ariana and Charlotte, they need to get on the same page. Valentine and Carlos, they need to be patient with each other. And Frankie and Abby and Gabby, it's just too carnal right now. So yeah. So we'll see how next episode goes. I know next episode is really gonna hit the floor with Gabby and Abby. I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. So we'll just have to wait and see. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back again tomorrow, Monday, to do 90 Day Fiance. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. So I hope you guys have a great night, and God bless.